welcome back. If you made it here and you started the video and you got your mat set up, awesome, good job. I know there's a lot going on and it's not always easy. So today, again, if you have a block and a dish rag or like a towel or a shirt or a strap or a tie, bathrobe, tie, anything like that, would be great if you have it today. Today's class, we're going to focus on Manipura chakra, which is the energy center that is the solar plexus area, and it is related to feelings of anger, anxiety, fear, but also empowerment, courage, self-esteem, all of that coming from the same place. I want to, again, honor those feelings, but help you work with them and have the practice be a place where you can sort of take a break, the yoga practice be a place where you can take a break from those feelings of fear or anxiety. So breathing and focusing on the breath can actually help trigger the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the calming side. It's not the fight or flight side, which is what we're kind of in. All right, let's just close the eyes, relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, relax the tongue and the muscles of the face. Take a big breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth, any way you'd like. Inhale through the nose again. And exhale audibly, letting go of any stress. Breathe in. And one more breath out. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, exhale, breathe in, and breathe out. Take a moment now to set your intention for your practice. It could be related to our group idea here that we're working on, working with fear, anxiety. Could also be focusing on the idea of developing empowerment or transitioning to courage in these times. Anything that is uplifting for you, allow that to come forward and become your intention, something you can come back to. And then we're going to come to lying on our backs today to start for our warm-ups. So lie down on the back. Like you're doing a little baby shavasana here, shoulder blades together, legs relaxed. But take your hand again to your belly, the space between the navel and the ribs, somewhere in that space. Breathe in and expand the belly. Press the belly into the hand. And breathe out. Just notice the belly soften. I want you to try and tap into your intuition here a little bit. I'm going to ask you to imagine that you are in a fearful place, like where you feel scared. And I want you to kind of create that feeling in your belly when you feel scared. And just notice how that feels. Release. Notice how it released. Now imagine the feeling of anxious. Feel it in your belly. Kind of create that feeling. There might be a little tightening that happens. You're a little anxious. You're a little worried. And then release that feeling in the belly. Very subtle shift. But there is a physicality to that feeling. And now I'd like you to imagine feeling empowered. Create that feeling at the belly. Notice how it feels different. And then release that too. Let's imagine a feeling of courage. And release. So you might have noticed a different type of movement that happens in the belly with courage and empowerment. For me, I could almost sense my belly lifting up toward my heart a little bit. And with fear and anxiety, it almost pulled in toward the center and maybe a little bit downward, drawing my ribs slightly downward, like a fear response. So anyway, it's just something to kind of bring into our awareness for our practice today. Let's practice releasing that again. Big breath in, breathe into the belly. And breathe out. Take your hand down by your side. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bend the right knee. Draw the right knee in toward the chest. Wrap your hands around your thigh. And if that's not reachable, whoops, toss your strap across the room. Use your strap to help you grab a hold of that. And just reach that foot up toward the ceiling. Reach the balls of the toes up, up, up. And as you do that, I want you to pay attention to what's happening in your lower back and in your belly. Draw your lower back down toward the mat and draw your lower ribs slightly in and down. Reach up now through the heel of the foot. Breathe in and breathe out. See if you can reach your hand up maybe a little higher, or your strap or your towel up a little bit higher on the leg. Inhale, reach up through the heel. And exhale, pay attention to the belly. Lower back goes down into the mat, ribs come in. So there's a tightening and a stabilizing of the core here. But I also want you to cultivate a feeling of softness, a feeling of release. So see if you can find that balance. Inhale. Exhale, maybe walk the hands up a little higher. If you want, you can strap the foot, but we're just getting warmed up. We don't need to go super hard at this. And maybe draw the leg in closer to the chest. Check your shoulders, see if they're rounding up. Try to keep them drawing back and down. And then bend the knee and release the foot to the floor. We're going to straighten that leg out and draw the other leg in and up, and we'll do the same thing here. So strap or hands around the thigh. Right leg is reaching long. You can have a little bend in the knee here, that's fine. If it does work to straighten the leg, that's fine. Draw the lower back down into the mat. Draw the lower ribs down. Draw the shoulders back. Inhale, reach up through the heel. And exhale, Maybe pull the leg in a little bit. Maybe walk the hands up a little higher on the leg. Cultivate that softness in the belly at the same time as the stability. You got it. Maybe a little higher, one more breath. And then we'll release. All right. Just lie here in Shavasana, take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, bend both knees, bring the heels in close to the bottom, palms down. Inhale, scoop your tailbone under and lift the hips up. Draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach your knees away from your heart. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Press evenly through both feet. Inhale, maybe lift the hips a little bit higher. And then exhale, lower the upper back, the middle back, and the lower back down to the mat. Walk your feet out to the edges of your mat and let your knees touch. Turn your palms up. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your heels back in, draw your knees into your chest. Exhale. And then begin to rock forward and back until you come up to seated. Come all the way around to hands and knees. And then we're going to move into downward facing dog. So we'll start with the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. And then I like to walk my hands forward about 2 inches or so for downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, breathe in and breathe out. Lift the hips, relax the head, inhale. Press into the pads of the hands. Exhale, draw the lower ribs down toward the hips. Breathe in. Lengthen the spine and breathe out. 2 more breaths here. And then inhale, start to walk the feet forward toward your hands or walk your hands toward your feet. Either one works. Inhale and exhale. Fold over the legs. Little bend in the knees is fine and great. Something under your hands is also a nice option. Or maybe take your hands to your legs. You know the drill on this one. Work to bring a little more weight in to the fronts of the feet so that your hips can get a little more aligned over your ankles. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins, lengthen the spine, draw your shoulders back. And exhale, bend into the knees. Hands, let's bring them to the hips, and inhale, we'll stand up. Once you're up to standing, come to the top of the mat. Release your arms by your side. Root down through the feet. Feet are hip width apart. Even pressure through both feet. Maybe a little soften the knees. And then draw in and up at the pelvic floor. Lift there. And then at the belly, draw in and up. So there's a lift here. It might feel a little bit like empowerment or courage as you're lifting in and up. Sense that it maybe even lifted your chin a little bit. Not so much that you're looking up at the ceiling, but just a little bit of a lift. a little encouragement from yourself. Anyway, inhale, bend into the knees and raise the arms, coming into chair pose. And exhale, fold forward. Hello, plant. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine, shoulders back. And exhale, plant the hands, bend the knees, and then step all the way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, bring the right foot forward between the hands. Exhale, lower the back knee or the back heel. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, the hands come back down. Inhale to plank. Exhale to your lowering, optional to lower the knees. Inhale, lift up to your back bend. And then exhale, tuck the toes and press the hips back to the heels. Inhale, step the left foot forward between the hands. And exhale, lower the back knee or the back heel. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And exhale, the arms down. Inhale again to plank. And exhale to your lowering. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, find your way back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. And then inhale, lift up the heels. Exhale, bend into the knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump the feet forward between the hands, long spine, shoulders back. And exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees. Inhale, raise the arms, come into chair pose. And exhale, arms by your side. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, raise both arms up overhead. And exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step the right leg back and lower the knee down. Optional to put a blanket under that knee. Point the back toe. Inhale, bring the hands to the thigh. And exhale, pull belly in. Bring tailbone in. Inhale, start to lift the chest. And maybe the chin a little bit. Exhale, pull the belly in and up and feel that help you lift up even more. Lifting up out of the pelvis here. Optional, we can take the arms up, or another option is to bring the right hand behind the back and grab onto that left arm that's hanging down. Breathe in, lift the chin, and breathe out. Inhale, feel that big stretch on the right quad. This is the opposite of the fear response. We're opening up that whole area. Maybe lean back a little more. And then we'll come back forward. Take the hands down into this more humble position. Inhale. Optional to bring a block or book or pillow underneath your right hand. We are going to then bring the left hand to the hip. As you exhale, pull the belly in, maybe even pull your belly up and out of the way a little bit because we're going to twist. Inhale, optional, raise the left arm as you twist to the left. Another option here is to lift the back knee, pull belly in and twist, or reach back for that foot. See if you can bend that back knee and catch the foot, maybe. Shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, we'll all come back. Bring the hands down. Inhale to all fours, point the toes, and exhale to child's pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, come back up to all fours. Tuck the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then inhale, bring your right foot forward. And exhale, the back knee down. Optional to put that blanket under there still. Inhale, bring the hands to the thigh. And exhale, pull the belly in and lift up. Good. And optional here to bring the left hand behind the back and reach for the right arm that's hanging there. Breathe in, feel that lift, and breathe out. Inhale, lift up again. Feel that quad open up. Feel the quads open up. Opening up that tenseness across the front of the body that makes that fear response. Breathe in. And breathe out. We'll bring the chest back down, hands back down. Inhale, optional, bring the block underneath the left hand. And the right hand comes up to the hip or the thigh. Breathe in. Let's lengthen the spine. Pull the belly in. You can maybe move it out of the way. And breathe out. Twist to the right, shoulders back. Inhale, optional, raise that arm. Also optional to lift the back knee. And also optional to reach back for the foot. Shoulders away from the ears. Keep breathing. And then we'll all exhale and come back to all fours. Breathe in and breathe out. Sink right back to child's pose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale up to all fours, tuck the toes under, spread the fingers wide. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend into the knees, look forward. And then inhale, step or jump the feet forward. Exhale, fold forward. Bend into the knees. Inhale, keep the knees bent as you raise the arms, chair pose. And breathe out. Let's bring the hands together. Inhale, lift the pelvic floor. And exhale, pull belly in and up. Notice if that pulled any arch out of your lower back. Inhale, look to the right. And then exhale, pull belly in, twist to the right. See if you can hook your elbow around one of your thighs. And then look down at your knees, see if your knees are still even with each other. Knees are not even with each other, that means your pelvis is twisting. We don't want to twist the pelvis, we want to twist the spine. So the knees even tells us that we're working the spine. Inhale, look to the floor. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, soften the knees a lot. Raise the arms again. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, look to the left. And exhale, twist to the left. Check your knees. Pull belly in. Good. Work to bring those hands toward the center of the chest if possible. Probably not possible, that's just kind of where we're working. And breathe. Kind of a harder pose. Inhale, look to the floor. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen spine, shoulders back. And exhale, fold. Soften the knees. Inhale, come on up to stand. And exhale, turn and face the front, turn and face the long edge of the mat. And take the legs wide. Bring your hands to your hips. Breathe in, lengthen up. And breathe out, fold forward. Bring your hands to the ground or to your block or anything. Breathe in, work to get your palms flat. Maybe bend the knees a little bit. Maybe widen your stance. Breathe out, shoulders away from the ears. And maybe go a little deeper. Inhale, long spine. Pull the belly in and exhale, fold forward. Notice if drawing the belly in helps stabilize the pose. And then inhale, lengthen up the spine, come up onto fingertips. Exhale, pull the heels in, bring the hands to the hips, shoulders back. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, turn your right toes out and exhale your left heel out. Inhale, bring your arms out to a T. Exhale, reach to the side, make your torso nice and long. And exhale, dip down into triangle. That right hand can reach for the leg or also a block, possibly the floor. Inhale if it feels okay on the neck, look up towards the top thumb. And exhale, belly draws in and up, lengthening the spine. Create power here through the core. The feet are stable, the core is drawn in and lifted. Moving the energy up toward the heart and toward the head. Reaching out through the limbs. Little bend in that right knee. Inhale, come up. And exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, raise the arms again. And exhale, bend into the right knee. You might widen your stance and stay in Warrior Two. Or, optional, where's my block? Here it is. You can bring a block to the floor about a foot in front of your right toes and bring that Warrior Two into half moon. You may not need that block for stability. I have really long arms, so it works for me to let go of the block. Reach through the back leg, reach through the top arm. Fingertips are spreading apart from each other. Heel is reaching away from your heart. Breathe in and breathe out. Little bend in that right knee. And inhale, come back up. Try not to fall off your mat. And exhale the arms down. Let's do those same two poses on the other side. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, reach. And then go down to triangle. I love triangle pose. It's probably one of my favorite poses. Breathe in. Draw that top shoulder over the bottom shoulder, shoulder blades together. And breathe out. Belly draws in. Stable through the legs, the feet, the belly. Gaze might lift up to that top hand if that's okay on your neck. If not, feel free to look to the side or down. And then we'll inhale, little bend in that left knee to help you come up. And exhale, arms down. Taking a break. Inhale the arms right back out. And exhale, bend into the knee, maybe widening the stance a bit for your Warrior Two. Or shifting forward, bringing the block about a foot in front of your left toes. Reaching for the floor as your back leg lifts up for half moon. Remember, in half moon, you want to stack your wrist, your shoulder, and your other wrist, and your other shoulder too. All one line if you can. Gaze can be at the floor, to the side, or more challenging, up toward that top thumb. And then a little bend in that standing leg. Inhale, come back up. We'll all come up to even, and exhale the arms down. All right, let's turn to face the short edge of your mat. Inhale, bring the right leg back. And exhale, square the hips. Inhale, press down on the hips, shoulder blades back. And exhale, fold forward. Breathe in and lengthen, long spine, shoulders back. Press the left hip back, right hip forward, and maybe fold a little deeper. Here again, you might want your block handy to put your hands on, or you can keep your hands on your hips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull belly in. Let's bring the right hand either to the block or the leg. Exhale, pull belly in and turn to your left. Inhale, optional to raise that top arm, the left arm. Breathe in for twisted triangle and breathe out. Lots of belly action here to stabilize and to twist. maybe looking up toward your top thumb. And then hand comes back to the hip, bend into your front knee, and come up to stand. Switch the legs, right foot forward, inhale, step left leg back. Block is handy on the inside there if you have one. If not, it's fine. Hands to the hips, inhale, lengthen up, shoulders back, and exhale, fold forward. So again, hands can stay here on the hips, or as you exhale a little deeper, you might want to take that left hand down in preparation for the twisted triangle. But you don't have to. Breathe in, long spine, press the right hip back, left hip forward, breathe out, belly draws in and up. And then here's where we'll start to think about twisting. After that, inhale, pull the belly in and twist to your right, draw that right shoulder up, belly comes in. Inhale, optional to take the right arm up, and exhale. Belly draws in, deep twist deepens. Steady breath. And then hand comes back to hip. Bend into the front leg, inhale, come up. And exhale, step forward. You can move that block out of the way. Here's where you might want a wall handy. Inhale, lean into your left foot and start to lift your right heel. Exhale, draw the knee up toward the chest. You can hug it in here. Inhale, bring your left hand to your hip, and exhale, maybe lengthen out the leg, and the hand might come under the thigh. You also could use your strap here to strap the foot. Optional. Or you might be able to just reach your toes, like we did when we were laying on the floor. Breathe in, press down through the foot that you're standing on, and breathe out, belly's drawing in. Big hamstring stretch here. Again, remember, you can have the knee bent. You want to keep the spine straight. And release that foot. And we'll do the other side. Okay, so you're going to inhale and lift your other heel up. And exhale, draw the knee up into the chest. Same foot and hand. So whichever hand you have, whichever leg you have up, that's the hand that you're going to either reach for the foot or strap it or hold onto the thigh. If you need to hold both legs onto the thigh, that's fine in order to keep your spine straight. Draw the belly in and just work to maintain stability here. And remember, as you breathe out, draw the belly in and up to feel a lift. Good. And then we'll release it back down. And now we'll try with a twist. So this is why the wall is behind us. All right, let's all do the right leg on the floor and the left leg up. This time we're going to cross the right hand over top of either the left foot or the left knee. Long spine, inhale, lengthen up, pull belly in, and exhale, twist. And here's where you can open up the arms. And you might be holding onto the foot and extending the legs for another variation. Keeping the gaze where it is or working your way behind you. Long spine. Inhale, look back towards the front, and exhale, untwist and release the pose. Other side, shift into your other foot. This time your right knee is coming up and your left hand reaches over. Right hand on the hip. Inhale, press down on the hip a little bit, lengthen up, and breathe out, pull belly in and twist. And here, optional to reach for the foot. Right hand reaches behind you. Lengthen the spine, Maybe reach for the wall behind you. Maybe look toward your right thumb if you feel stable. And then we'll inhale, look forward, and exhale, release out of that balancing pose. Okay, inhale, raise the arms up, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine, shoulders back. And exhale, bend knees, plant the hands, and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, lower them, and exhale, come down into child's pose. Take a moment here, breathe in and breathe out. Remember your intention. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, come up to all fours. And exhale, take the feet to one side and swing the legs around to have a seat. Bend both knees. Exhale, bring the hands behind you. And then inhale, walk the hands forward so that they're coming around the shins. Exhale, pull belly in and lean back. Inhale, optional to extend the arms out in front. And exhale, maybe come up off onto the tippy toes or lift the toes off the mat. Maybe shins parallel to the floor. Maybe legs extended. Strong through the core, building strength. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, release the feet back to the floor, hug in the legs, and rest the head. Inhale, lift the head. And exhale, scooch a little forward on your mat and come to lying down on your back. Again, inhale, bend the right knee and cross that right ankle over the left thigh or knee area, thigh-knee area. Inhale, lift that left leg, reach the hands around that left thigh, and exhale, draw that thigh in. See if you can keep flexing your right foot and drawing your shoulders back. This is called a reclined pigeon. It's a nice option to take if regular pigeon causes you any discomfort in the knees. Deep breath in and full breath out. Feel the belly soften. And then we'll release that foot to the ground. Both feet to the ground. Bring the left foot up, cross it over. Inhale, lift the right leg. And exhale, draw the right thigh in. Flexing your left foot can help stabilize the knee joint. Optional on these reclined pigeons, if you want a little more active variation, you can draw the forehead toward the foot or the shin. And then exhale, release the foot, both feet to the floor. Inhale, draw the knees into the chest and rock yourself up to seated as you exhale. Inhale, bring the feet around to one side. And exhale, lower down to your belly. Belly's been getting a lot of attention today. And you can just rest your forehead on your hands. You can make a pillow with your hands and rest your forehead. Take your legs maybe about as wide as your mat if that feels good. This pose is called crocodile pose. And I'd like you to just allow your belly to soften and feel it getting a little wider. nice, safe feeling pose. We have our vulnerable belly, safe as it's releasing down into the ground. And then we'll draw the legs together. Bring the arms alongside the body. You can rest the chin or the forehead on the mat. Draw your shoulders back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, pull the belly in. Maybe lift the legs for locust pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale again. And exhale, release down. Turn your head to one side. Shake the hips back and forth. Breathe in. And breathe out. And then inhale, bend the knees. And as you exhale, see if you can reach back and grab onto the feet or the pant leg. And if not, that's okay. You can just lengthen out the legs and you'll do the same pose that we just did before. But if you can't reach onto them, go ahead and grab on. Inhale, lift up everything that can lift, the chest, the legs. Exhale, pull belly in, draw shoulders away from the ears. Notice if your knees are moving way out to the side, try to keep them hip width apart. Breathe in. Check in with your neck that it's not arching and looking and getting crunched up. Keep it long. Nice full breath here. And then exhale, come on, back down. Bring your hands near your shoulders, palms down. And exhale, press back to a child's pose. Breathe in. Come back to your intention. And as you breathe out, really release. Release through the shoulders, the hips, the lower back, and the mind. And then inhale, come back up to all fours. Exhale, tuck the toes under and walk your hands back a little bit. Or you can walk your feet forward. We're going to come into a squat position and practice our crow pose, our arm balancing pose. Get a little strengthening practice. So this is hard for a lot of people. Don't feel bad. Don't beat yourself up about it. But yeah, a little bit of practice every time we get together will help you get stronger and stronger and stronger. So remember, hands are in pretty close, and then spread the fingers wide because these are your new feet. You've got to get them strong. All right, and then we're going to try and bring the knees in contact with the arms. See, my knees are touching my arms. Lift them up as high as you can by lifting your heels. Pull the belly in around the back. And then bend the elbows as you lift the hips. Look forward, do not look down. And then the shins should be resting on the backs of the arms somewhere, or they're squeezing into the arms. Sometimes that works for people. Breathe in. Keep looking forward. Don't look at your feet. A little bit of weight into the hands. And breathe out. And then you can exhale the feet back down. Bring the hands behind you. Scooch forward on your mat and come back to lying down. Slide your blanket or pillow or block underneath your sacrum, low back. And then inhale, lift the legs up. And we'll do our inversion here. Also, another option is to take the legs up against the wall. And take several breaths here. This pose is usually called legs up the wall. The actual translation is reversing attitude pose, Viparita Karani. And reversing attitude is it's a tough thing to do. We're reversing how our body usually is in space. And there's a connection between that and the mind, the body and the mind. So if we choose, we can shift our attitude and reverse it. Easier said than done for sure, but a yoga practice helps make that transition a little bit easier. And then we'll go ahead and release the feet back to the floor, remove any prop that you might be using, and begin to, well, you can take any other pose that you'd like to take, maybe a little happy baby or a little windshield wiper of the legs. And then when you feel ready, work to bring yourself into a comfortable position lying on your back, placing a pillow under the knees if that helps you be more comfortable on your lower back. Once you find that comfortable position, relax the jaw, let the lips separate. Let the tongue sink to the back of the throat. Relax the muscles behind the eyes. And allow yourself to Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Roll the ankles and the wrists. Take the arms up overhead, draw the legs together, stretch the body long. And then bend the knees, gently roll to the side, and press up to seated. Once you get to seated, just take a couple of breaths. Bring the palms together, thumbs to sternum. Take a moment to bow the chin and honor that deep part of yourself. Your own personal intuition and wisdom, that sense of connection. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste, everyone. Thanks.